We're back inside and we are in the heart of any house, kitchen. In order for us to make this house completely remodeled and feel like a brand new house, we need to do something awesome in this space. So the first thing the client decided is they want to make it bigger and open floor plan. In order for us to do that, we will have to move this wall 3 feet up into the garden to increase the size of the kitchen. And the last wall that we're gonna remove is gonna be this wall. We have a powder room behind it, so we can do a tankless toilet and a smaller sink. Currently, powder room is slightly bigger. We can adjust that size and allow a bigger opening between the kitchen and the family room. Kitchen is the heart of any house. This is the area where the whole family congregates multiple times throughout the day. So it's important that it works for you. And this is a good example. It doesn't mean your kitchen has to be laid out exactly the same way. Each kitchen is unique to a family, the needs they have, and how the space gets used. But here's some general things that we always think when we design your kitchen. First and foremost, the kitchen has different stations. It's almost like, imagine like a workplace, and you need to each station to function properly for the task and also have all the tools that you might need for that specific task. The first task that we usually do in the kitchen is we bring the groceries in. So as you bring the groceries in, here's a good place to put your bags and start unloading. So you have your refrigerator, you have your pantry, by the way, that has the turn on off automatic light, nice feature. Like in many cases, our kitchens are still restricted by a certain footprint, so I do have certain zones combined or kind of have some layers within the single zone. Not only this zone functions as a good unloading zone, it actually also functions as the bar. That way you can have your beverage refrigerator, you can have your wine organizer, and anything else you might need for making a drink, all being conveniently stored in one single place. The third function for the space is if you are hosting a party, that can be your buffet area where you put all your main dishes, so the guests who are sitting in your dining room can take whatever they want and enjoy their food conveniently next to it. The next area in the house is the prep area. So the prep area usually involves the sink and the garbage disposal, so that as you get your fruits and vegetables, you need to have the space to wash them, prep them, and also dispose of any kind of leftovers. So one of the smart features that I love to add, if they are within your budget, is as we're prepping things, our hands get dirty. So I absolutely love touch faucets, so you don't have to actually touch the handle of the faucet with your dirty hand. Another thing is to have an automatic opener for your garbage disposal. As you can notice, this particular island has no handles. So how do you open a door? All you need to do is to touch the cabinet with your foot and dispose of your garbage. Voila, you don't have to touch any handles with your dirty hands. And to close this, all you need to do is slightly push it and it will fully close it for you. When it comes to the garbage disposal, it's really nice to have it built in. And that's a lot of times these days a must to have. Most people I design kitchens for say, absolutely, let's hide the garbage. So this particular case has 2 extra bins for the paper and for the glass. And this particular one allows you to dispose of your garbage, to have your compost bin if you're composting, and have it really nice while you're cooking, so you can put all the leftovers of the food and just put it back. Also, this particular organizer allows you to have extra storage on the side, so you can finally hide your towel papers. You can also hide your rolling mat, the one that you usually use to increase the space above your sink. Bags and anything else you need to store. This is a really great option for people who do absolutely love clean countertops. This particular family has kids, and it was important for them to create a breakfast area. What it involves is unique to each family. Some people make cereal for breakfast, some people make toast. Whatever is the thing that you use the most or make the most in the morning, that's how we will kind of adjust the area for you. In this particular case, here's your coffee machine and all the coffee supplies you might need right here, all your cups. Again, the double drawer, the feature I absolutely love, so you can have all your spoons and everything you might need. This is also a great drawer to store all the lunch supplies as you're putting the kids' lunches together. As you need extra containers for their lunches, here's your Tupperware organizer right here conveniently. As you need bowls and plates for kids' breakfast, here's everything by creating a pegboard within the cabinet so you can adjust it however you like. That way, as you serve your breakfast, your kids are sitting next to the area and you can serve them breakfast all in one convenient space. And because let's imagine you serving breakfast here, anyone else who's using the kitchen has so much space to do whatever else they need to do and any tasks they need to complete that morning. Like I mentioned before, we do have stations overlap. Another important station is the dishwasher, and having the storage next to a dishwasher where you can put away all the things that usually go in the dishwasher. One of the elements for this particular kitchen, I had a request to make sure that kids are able to help their mom with unloading the dishwasher. For that, we created mostly the lower storage. So if your dishwasher is next to the sink, which it should be, then kids can unload the plates here, all the silverware here, and the cups and bowls they use the most right here. So that way, this particular mom can have her kids not only help her, but to teach them another house chore that they will need future in their life. So this is our cooking zone. You get your cutting board, you get your knives next to your cutting board. We have an organizer that stores the knives, the oils, some of the utensils. So all of the things you might need have to be here. If you need your pots and pans, again, we have multiple options to organize those, but isn't it nice and convenient to have everything at the tips of your fingers? So another thing that usually people complain a lot is spice storage. And again, for each thing I mentioned, there are multiple options. This is just one of the examples. In this particular case, the client preferred to have a spice organizer, just on one side, but I definitely had clients who have way more spices and who have way more spice organizers, or the organizers that can accommodate that. But again, this is the cooking zone. As you cook, you use your spices, your knives, your pots and pans, everything you need have to be next to that station. Like I mentioned previously, this is a family with kids, so this particular mom wanted to make sure that kids can safely use the microwave. For that particular reason, we put the microwave actually in the lower cabinet, and any dishes kids might need to microwave, which is usually a glass dish, again, stored next to the microwave. That way, even the smallest child in the family can use microwave safely and have it easily reachable. Another request that I get a lot when people redesign their kitchen, they want to declutter the space. So for that matter, as you can notice, there's only just a few appliances, but reality is all of us use way more appliances that we would like or prefer to have on our countertops. With this in mind, this particular kitchen was designed with quite a bit of hidden storage, but still easily reachable for those appliances that you might use not on a daily basis, but every other day. In this particular case, the family's request was to have a coffee maker and a toaster on the counter because it's something that they use daily, multiple times a day. But some other appliances like a juicer, a waffle maker, things that they do use but not on a daily basis to have hidden. Not only we have one of the classic storages like a garage where you can store additional appliances hidden from the view, but also we have some other storages. For example, in the island, we have whole cabinet dedicated to small appliances. And another surprise, on the back of the island, something that just looks like a panel, this is actually a hidden storage. So something that looks just a panel in a sitting area can be a great storage option for those items you rarely use, but you still want to have in the kitchen. So this looks like a panel. We didn't put the handle on it, but it's actually a door. But another nice feature, and instead of just having a regular shelf, why not to have a rollout? That way you don't actually have to climb underneath your countertop, but rather have it conveniently roll out close to you. So another thing that I love to think about is a deeper storage. So as you know, all base cabinets in the kitchen are 24 inches deep and all upper cabinets are 12 inches deep. What it means, if you have some of the deeper dishes, there's no basically storage for them. So in this particular case, I was able, because we were creating a garage, to create a deeper storage. As you can see, this is a 12 inches deep. This is a 20 inches deep. That allows not only for a lot of extra storage, but also keeping the plates that, serving size and much bigger and require a much deeper cabinets. So not only think about where things go, but actually also what kind of items my client is using and how we're going to store them. So you don't go through this whole design process and then once it's built, find out that you don't have enough storage for the items you use on a daily basis. I do want to mention one little thing is the pot filler. So some of my clients never had a pot filler in their life and they're like not sure if it's something that they really need. But I think especially when you cook a lot or you cook for those big holidays, having any kind of a water source right next to the space where you actually cook is really convenient. For example, in this particular case, it's a big family. When it's a Christmas time or Thanksgiving, this kitchen can accommodate multiple people cooking at the same time. So not only think, about that daily basis, what happens in your kitchen, but what happens when the family comes around. This way, if somebody is cooking here, they don't have to go to the sink that is probably taken by somebody else doing something else. You can get your water here and it's conveniently next to the area where you cook. What a wonderful idea. As this section of the kitchen was redone, one of the things we also added is a much bigger window. So this is a bigger window. It actually at the same height as the countertop so that we can still have some space above the window. And we also changed the type of the window. This particular window actually swings out because this client later on is planning on designing an outdoor kitchen. That way you can open up the window and have access or give the bowls or food or drinks, whatever you want, to someone being in the outside kitchen. Another important element was the blinds. So it's next to the water source, so you do want to have metal blinds. You don't want to have wood or fabric, just because I don't think it's going to be really sanitary. But not to give this client just a regular everyday blinds, what we've done is I specified the blinds that when they open up, they create a much bigger space between the blinds. That way, when you fully close the window, it's fully closed, but when you open, you can see that the two blinds go together and create a much bigger gap, so to allow more light to come through. So I would say when you're redesigning the house, considering your window coverings is extremely important. And the same thing we did for the big sliding door. We made sure that the blind they're gonna have is gonna be out of the way, so to allow the light to come through, and it's gonna be covered and create a full privacy when it's evening and they no longer need the light accessing their house. Additionally, one of the organizers that I want especially to highlight is a blind corner organizer. A lot of times previously, either people completely wasted that space by not using any organizer or by using a lazy Susan. One of the organizers that I use a lot when I design a kitchen is this particular organizer that allows you not only to use the 100% of the space, but also completely comes out of the cabinet. A lot of times when people think of a luxury kitchen, they kind of have the same setup in their mind. You know, you have to have a range, you have to have double ovens, but each kitchen is unique and the requests for the specific kitchens are unique. So in this layout, we were kind of struggling with having walls and upper cabinets because this wall is open now after the remodel, not only to create this buffet area and see-through cabinet, but most importantly to have that openness element. That meant that we do not have enough space to put 2 ovens. So instead, because it's a bigger family, we just gave them a bigger range that still has 2 ovens and more cooking space for them. So you still kind of get the same accommodation, but it's in a different layout. So I guess what I'm saying is that that's the part of the custom remodel. It's going to be customized not only to your taste at the budget, but also to the structural elements and limitations that we are experiencing in each space.